Good day, everybody. Meteorologist Robert Spetty here on the 29th of April 2011 with WesternPacificWeather.com, looking at a meteorological update for the Westpac out here, also around Australia, and an Invest 95B out in the Bay of Bengal. It's going to be starting up there. We're going to look at some of the models in there and how that's going to develop up. But right now, though, looking across the Western Pacific in a stationary front, it really is dominating out here over Okinawa, all the way out towards China and Taiwan here, producing cloudy skies and some precipitation in this region here. Otherwise, though, just basically a high pressure is coming in from the northwest. If we look at the surface analysis, the interaction between this high pressure coming in from the northwest and the Westpac high is the sole reason why we're seeing this stationary front. Actually, out here you can see this 1028 millibar high, that whole ridge coming in behind it over towards the Philippines here, really dominating the weather and producing clear skies throughout this entire area. Fair weather from Guam over to Palau and much of Luzon today as this high ridge is in here. And that interaction between these two, the resulting low pressure in the middle here, is the reason why we do have all that cloudiness over here over Taiwan and Okinawa today. But also towards the south here, we do have this area of low pressure kind of moving along here, big cluster of cells and storms right in here. It's been going to drift off towards the west here over the coming days, increased precipitation along much of the region here south of Guam, in particular Palau here. Going to be seeing some precip on the first as shown in this model on GFS, where you can see this increase in precipitation here. Also, I do want to mention though, while we're looking at this model here, next low is going to be coming out of China here, kind of developing up and bringing some increase in precip by Sunday over much of Japan. But also out towards the west, we do have the Invest 95 Bravo here, and the GFS model here is developing up right in here. You can actually see a closed off circulation on this model, and we're going to go over towards that part of the ocean and kind of look at this on satellite imagery currently. Now currently this area is very disorganized, but there is a lot of cloud tops in here, and actually in the last couple shots you do see some sort of circulation forming up in here just east of Sri Lanka up in this region here. Now good news for Sri Lanka is that I don't expect this to drift towards the west here with the overall easterlies. Actually expecting to kind of drift off towards the north here with the overall background flow. If we look at the upper level winds in the region, seems that they should overall be moving off towards the northeast here, ending up in Myanmar by mid next week, this overall cell rate in here. The overall potential of development with this though seems relatively low at this time, but yet I still think we should continue to watch it. Thus there's an invest out on it. JTWC hasn't put any warnings out on it at this time. That's the Joint Typhoon Warning Center out of Pearl Harbor, but I wouldn't be surprised if they upgrade this area to a POR here in the coming 24 hours as we continue to watch it get a little increase in circulation out there. But as of at this time, very disorganized still, actually showing some of the cloud tops right in here. And really just scattered storms throughout the region here, but as we could see on the last sat shot there was a little bit of banding, and actually you can kind of see it if you know where to look on this cloud, on this analysis right in here. It kind of had those higher cloud tops kind of wrapping around that way. So it could be some banding and starting to get that cyclonic circulation in the midst of the storm. But just showing one of the models here, actually this is GFS on the afternoon of the 3rd with a landfall of some sort of tropical system along the coast of Myanmar here. So just got to continue to watch it. No gap's not really as strong, and neither is the European model at this time. But moving down towards Australia here, large area convection continues to work its way over New Caledonia today. Actually, you can kind of see some circulation really in the midst of this rating here, starting to see a conclusion form off of this with a cold front farther up towards the Solomon Islands. I know it's pretty far north to see a cold front, but that's really what it's looking like right now, kind of a shear line here. Did have an earthquake out there, a 5.3 yesterday. Actually did appear in the Solomon Islands just off of Guadalcanal. So just going to be adding some thunderstorms with the earthquakes up there, so not really kind of a good week for this region. Otherwise, though, a large cold front is moving across southern Australia and western Australia today. Actually, if we look at the surface analysis from the Bureau, this cold front is very evident with an extending trough over much of western Australia here and down to southern Australia. So we're just going to see some increase in precipitation here all the way out towards Victoria and New South Wales out in here. So let's continue to watch that as it works its way off towards the east in the wake of this high pressure out over New Zealand. But as far as tropical activity, we have to continue to watch this Invest 95B out here in the Bay of Bengal. Do still expect this move off towards the northeast here, and with this enhanced dire imagery you can see a lot of higher cloud tops near the center of the circulation. So just gonna continue to watch that. But if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, as usual, you can post them here on the YouTube channel or at WesternPacificWeather.com. Also, if you wish to subscribe, please click here. Also, I do have another channel called Quake SOS. It's in correlation with EarthquakeReport.com, and that is right down in here if you want to check that out as well. So thanks again for listening, everybody, and have a great day.